This podcast is hosted on podhome.fm, the most modern podcast hosting platform. Podhome offers unlimited episodes and podcasts, and unlimited use of Podhome AI, which generates transcripts, clips, chapters, title suggestions, show notes, and much more. And all of that for just $15.99 a month or $185 per year. That's a steal. So go to podhome.fm and start your 30-day trial now. And enjoy the show with Joe.
Transmitting live from the Asylum Studios, deep in the bowels of Southwest Texas. It's the Joe Rooz Show. The show where we talk about anything and everything. Where nothing is sacred, nothing is watered down, and nothing is PC.
All righty. Well, hey, folks, this is Joe Rooz, and it is great to be with you guys once again, transmitting, of course, as always, live from the Asylum, and I'm doing the very best we can to bring you the best quality talk radio we could muster without all the bluster. Folks, welcome to the Wednesdays with Wayne edition of the Joe Rooz Show. Wayne, great to have you with us tonight, brother.
Been an honor and a privilege to be on this show, mister.
I love that you planned that. That's great.
Yes. It is. It's an honor and a privilege. We don't, as I go, one more day we have freedom to do this.
That's right. That's right. And as quickly as our freedoms are eroding away little by little, piece by piece.
And we're on the list, man.
Well, with the flag you have hanging behind you, you're on the terrorist watch list, sure. Well, maybe not right now, maybe not under this administration, maybe under the previous, but who knows what's to come.
The future administration.
Future administrations, that's correct. You have these lunatics, the Democratic Socialists of America, the DSA. Did you hear about this today? Go
ahead.
They were talking about. I wasn't planning on bringing this up. I don't know what made me think of it, but their platform is to eliminate the presidency, to eliminate the Supreme Court, to eliminate the Senate, and to establish other offices to run those things where everything would have to go through the Congress, would be the actual ruling body, almost like the Politburo. You remember the Politburo in Soviet Russia?
Or you're thinking about the Emperor and Darth Vader.
Yeah, well, that too. that too, yeah, for sure.
Pretty much what you look. Darth Vader would be in charge. That's what they got left.
Absolutely. So
not even surprised.
So who knows if that ever actually came to pass? And you know what? I laugh because stranger things have taken place. Yeah. I mean, you look at the rise of the DSA across the country, winning primaries all over the place. It's pretty scary. It's pretty scary when you think about what the future may hold.
You offer no work and get pay, they're going to sign up for that real easy.
Well, of course, but then
who's going to work though?
But then it's like what Margaret Thatcher said. Eventually you're going to run out of other people's money.
Exactly, and then there's print more.
And then what do you do?
Print more,
devalue everything. Yeah. It's a cesspool. That's all it is. That's all it's going to become. But that's not the topic of the day today. No. So actually, before we get into it, let's take care of the housekeeping stuff. Let's get that out of the way. Because we have a show lined up today where we're going to be taking listener questions, and these are questions that were sent to us over the course of the last week. So I don't know if Wayne has a particular rant that you want to go on before we do the questions. Up to you. You just let me know, and then we'll go right into those questions. But first, before we do anything else, let's take care of the housekeeping stuff. So, folks, if you would, please do us a favor. Head over to our website, joerooz.com/support. Joe. Yeah, I'm tongue-tied. joerooz.com. Head over to joerooz.com, and when you get over there, look for the contact form. It's in that upper right-hand corner there, and send us over a message. Let us know whatever's on your heart, whatever's on your mind, any questions, comments, cares, concerns, complaints, suggestions for a topic or a guest you'd like us to try to get. We would love to hear from you guys, and that's the easiest way to do it. Or if you don't want to use the web form, you want to avoid the CAPTCHA stuff, you could always email me directly at info@joerooz.com. That's info@joerooz.com. Also, if you would, You can also leave a comment down below if you're watching on Rumble or watching on YouTube. Great ways to reach us right there as well. We would really love to hear from you guys and get your feedback. And the questions that we have tonight, we did receive through some of the listeners out there that checked out the show last week with Wayne and have forwarded on some questions for us. So we appreciate that. And if you do that, your question might end up coming up here as well. Now, obviously, we can't run all the questions. We'll do the best we can. But I think I picked out a good sample. I think we have 6 or maybe 8 questions that we have for Brother Wayne here. And we'll get to those momentarily. Also, please don't forget that this is a live show, weeknight 7 p.m. Central Time, 8 p.m. Eastern. You can find the show running live video on Rumble at rumble.com/Joe Rooz. You can also find it on YouTube at youtube.com/@Joe Rooz. And, of course, the audio is available to you live streaming across our website. Or across the modern podcast 2.0 apps like Fountain.fm and Podhome and Podcast Guru and so many others that support live streaming audio. And of course, the replay, I guess, or the downloadable version of the show, the podcast version of the show, is available to you shortly after the show runs. So, plenty of places to find it out across wherever you get your podcasts, like Apple Podcasts and Spotify and so on and so forth. All those great places host the podcast as well, so we really do appreciate you guys checking it out and leaving a comment, leaving a review if you can. Helps us get found. Also, don't forget that this we also have our weeknight show at 7 p.m. Central Time, 8 p.m. Eastern. Also, our Sunday show, our Sunday Bible study show. I'm tongue-tied tonight. You know why? I'll tell you why I'm tongue-tied. Because I took a couple of sips of this beautiful brown liquid before the show, so I'm a little tongue-tied right now. So we'll get through that, I'm sure. But what is it? It's cognac. That's what we're partaking of this evening, some cognac. And I'm using glasses. I mean, these are little dated glasses, but these are my mom's, and dad's. And the anniversary of my mom's passing just came about, so I wanted to make sure we did that. Anyway. So you can find the show streaming live on Rumble, on YouTube. Went through all that already. And Wayne, why don't you take it away, because I am lost.
Thanks, Joe. As you were saying, I was looking down at my fingernails, and all of them have dirt in them. Because today, I washed my hands really well, and then I looked, I go, I got to cut my fingernails. It's a good thing if you got long fingernails, I was reading, if they're good and healthy. But I was looking and going, I got dirt in some of them. I didn't get them all because I was working on my raised beds today. I had to, even guys like me, prepare, get the soil, do this, and I plant my seeds. And I got a little something on the seeds I'm kind of curious about. My beets, which I do love beets. I love beets, and I just don't do a crop and go. I'm one dimensional. So when I get beets, I'll take my beets out. I can freeze some, and then I will pickle some, and then I will freeze dry some, and not just freeze dry some. Then I will blend them to a powder, and I won't just blend them to a powder. I'll go one more level. I'll put them in caplets. So
really?
I just
you self encapsulates.
Okay, I'm going to visualize it. It's like a tray here. It's got all these holes. You put your caplets in it. You put your product, your powder, and then you flip the other one in and just press it down, and you got your own caplets. So you're taking pure, 100% organic grown beets that if you don't have time to eat and you're on the road or on the run, it's digesting in your system as naturally as can be.
Why haven't you sent me any of this?
Because I'm going to be doing it soon.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, I'm like I said, I got to get some more caplets. So we're setting up a bunch of good stuff like that. So I got like dimensional. It's like I take it from. I'm going way out. I'm talking what people would think that these guys call themselves prepper. What? Bless their hearts. And I'm not going to condemn or criticize anybody, but I've seen the so-and-so preppers of the moment, of the day, of the hour, and I don't need to criticize them, but they'll go buy all your cheapest stuff at Walmart and put it in your pantry, and canned stuff. Okay, I got that, and that's the first level of people who are introductory to prepping, or even putting a little bit of stash away. Okay, but me, I got to tell you, I impressed some of the people who are homesteaders and off the grid people and stuff like that. And I've been at some of these meetings and go, dude, you're like generational ahead of us on some of these things, because I think it's because I just, when I get an elk or a deer, I cut that stuff to the bone, man. And I will cut it to the bone, the meats, and I will grind that meat up. And I've had it where when I had a dog, some of the stuff where you shot it and you got the blood stuff, dog doesn't care. I'm making dog food with it.
That's
and
true. That's very true.
I have a grind, and I have a meat grinder. So Sparky gets frozen little, like, you know what? I put them in cupcake things, cupcake holders, and then freeze them and take them out. And there we go. I'll have him a little baggy thing and then pop out. And he may, let it thaw out a little bit. And like I said, I don't waste. And that's what I talk about tonight. I'm going to talk about how not to waste and how to cut it to the bone, how to save it. So, but my beets, I'm like, they're not coming up. So, Joe, I have suspicion on seeds and what kind of seeds we're getting nowadays. I really am getting out there. I think, were you the person who sent me the seedless ones?
Yes, I did.
Yes, and I've been telling people, yeah, it's great. You don't like seeds in your grapes or your watermelons and everything, but eventually, who's going to grow the stuff? Because I grew some peas last year, and I saved me a big, huge supply of peas for this year. So the peas, I said, I'll just grow these, and I dried them. So I have peas for the next year or two. So I got plenty of peas of my own, and I'm really concerned about the quality of seeds because I put these beets out. I got about 10% so far. So I had to go in today. You can see my nails here, man. See that? See that dirt in there, brother?
Hands.
See those dirt in there? I was digging in the dirt, and I get more rows, and I planted my beets again, and more, because beets can go into October out here. This is, let's say July, August, September. They can rain with beets, especially out here, because we have our September is like summer, and so I'm going through that, and so. But yeah, a lot of my foods I get because I have a freeze dryer, and like oranges. I got some oranges at the food bank. Sliced them up, freeze dried them. I took the freeze dried parts and made a powder. One scoop it's not the orange juice that you might get from Tropicana or whatever, but it's still a good orange juice, a good orange drink, but it's natural still. So I know
exactly what's in it too.
So I have 5 quarts of oranges, of limes, of grapefruits, and of lemons. That's 25 quarts of vitamin C.
That's amazing.
I guess I'm extreme with the stuff, but I mean, I guess country boy can survive. And so this here, my prized possession I just had recently, we had some beef, and I said, we got to empty this out because it's fishing season. I just sent you a picture of some smoked salmon. And of course, I got a Big Joe box coming eventually. And so I got these like soup bones and what have you. So recently, big massive pot of soup bones in there. And so cooked it off the bone.
Yeah, I don't know if you can see that, folks, but that's what he sent me.
Yeah, smoked salmon. That's smoked Chinook salmon out here, caught by me in the ocean.
That's not bad.
Smoked by me in my smoker.
Not a bad deal.
And so those bones were just cooked off the meat off the bone. So I took the meat to the side and rendered that down really gentle, cut that into the pieces, and then made a chili out of it and freeze dried the chili.
Nice.
For a future day. Okay. So I got this stock from the bones. Okay. And so this rendered it down, and I put the bones in for someone who has a dog. This rendered that the stock or bone broth. Is it stock, bone broth? It's about the same thing. And I rendered it down, and then I freeze dried it. 5 trays of freeze dried. It had to be 5-6 quarts. Okay. But when you do freeze dry and you condense it so much, you take the water out, and it's so highly condensed. So when they came out perfect. It's like cotton candy, literally. And so I took just a little bit. It was so strong of just not even half of a teaspoon. It was so strong on it. A 1-inch cube would do a quart. And I got 3 bags this thick, years worth of bone broth.
That's great.
Stock. So I'm going to answer. I see one of the questions here. I got a great, like I said, it's kind of tough if you don't have the resources. I live on a farm. I shoot all kinds of animals. I harvest them, excuse me. And I cut for the people who are anti whatever. Look, man, you're not going to get an argument on me. Okay. I'm actually part of a tribe anyhow. I'm adopted into the Shoshone-Arapaho tribe. I've talked to my Indian relatives, who they say call me an Indian. They've been hunting for thousands of years. Let's get off of it. Let's stop but I use every piece of that animal to the respect of it. I do.
Of course.
Respect.
That's
like
the way you should do it.
Absolutely. And so, but I got this situation where I literally do more than one thing with one staple food or whatever I have. No matter what, I will do it. Like I said, potatoes are looking great. My potatoes are looking great. But I like to say discuss this. I just have the experience. Really, all it comes down to is experience of living up in the country, up in the woods, up in the forest up here. But the main thing is good food, really good food, is almost extinct. True. In America. I'm talking really, really healthy, good food. And the outbreaks right now are getting rampant on vegetables that are coming from other countries, beef and meat products coming from other countries, recalls. These are all recalls, advisories, lookouts on produce coming from other countries. Meats, yeah, E. coli. There's sort of another big one from, I don't know what company, I'm not going to say which name it was, on a recall on that, and fruits. And so when you start importing food from other countries to a country like this, that we can feed the world, and they're shutting down farms because it's all about income, it's all about money making. Mm-hmm. It's not about good stewardship. And you don't have the USDA. Not saying it's a perfect USDA, but there's still a standard, and they still do inspections. Okay, I don't know who inspects the food over there coming in here. It comes on the big freighters or whatever, the big cargo ships, and the refrigerated boxes. It goes right to market. So who knows if their hands are clean? Who knows any of those things over there? What kind of soil? What type of stuff they're using to fertilizer? So, but myself, my little baby farm here, I said to do it, but next year I'm going to expand it to an acre garden. But for right now, I'm just kind of holding steady right now, because I just picked our raspberries are coming together, and they're not the last year we got 3 gallons. We're at 1.5 gallons. Hopefully we get 2 more 3 gallons total.
As you probably noticed by my reaction to raspberries, I am not a fan of raspberries.
Ooh, really? You haven't tried her raspberry cobbler, pal?
I don't think so. What was the jam that you brought the last time?
Oh man, I think that was blackberry. Blackberry. And the blackberries I got, I'm looking. Blackberries are considered a weed out here. They're a toxic whatever. They're just nobody, because there's a lot of thorns and they are nasty if you get cut. But I will cultivate the blackberries like a crop here. And I just did it the other day. I went in there cutting in one and going in there cutting what they call the spears. The spears will come out with no blackberries on it, but they got these freaking thorns on those babies here. So I clip away. There are clusters like this, Joe, with 100 berries. They're just starting to form. And I looked there and go, at least 10 gallons this year. I'm guessing.
I love blackberries. I think blackberries are great. Raspberries I hate. Raspberries are vile weed and needs to be exterminated.
So the thing is, and we're going to be blueberry picking here at one of the blueberry farms. I
love blueberries.
$1.50 a pound. You pick it yourself. But the blackberries, I'll do that once again. Got the blackberry. Some will get frozen, just in a zippy bag. But I actually use now vacuum pack for everything. I just vacuum pack it. And then frozen ones, and then freeze-dried ones, and then jam. So one product, 3 different ways of using the product, the way I do it. And so blackberries, like I said, are great. And she'll make, like I said, cobblers and jams and whatever. And she actually will do this one for me this year. She's going to make me some blackberry syrup for deer camp on those flapjacks in the morning.
Nice.
So that's the fourth. That's the fourth part of one product. So you got one product, 4 ways of utilizing it.
Nice. That's great. And that's a great idea.
It's just how you, I got one for you. We were out taking a ride out. We had to go take a ride somewhere. See, the store said raw milk. It was a store with Mennonites. Those are Amish people who drive.
Oh, the Mennonites. Yeah.
Mennonites. And they had the lady, they had the wares up. I got me a 1/2 gallon of raw milk, brother.
Nice.
Best chocolate milk I've had in a long time. So yeah.
Was it already mixed, or is it?
Oh no, it had the cream at the top.
No, I mean, was it already chocolate milk, or was it?
No, I made my own at home. Oh, at home.
Okay.
Oh yeah, definitely home. I won't buy that. Every chocolate milk in America's got corn syrup in it.
That's true. Yeah.
So yeah, and I get the one chocolate sauce. It doesn't no corn syrup at all. But the milk itself, I got Mrs. I don't like so much milk. Oh, she drank that sucker. She goes, no. So it's got like this much cream in it. They milk the cow and they put it in a jar. I haven't heard too many Amishes die from that. So no. I'll roll the dice on that one. Those guys, like I said, they seem to do fine on their health. But so yeah,
no vaccines, nothing.
No vaccines. Me no vaccines either. I didn't get any vaccines. I didn't get the vaccine. I didn't get it either.
I didn't get the vaccine. I got it 3 times.
Yeah,
supposedly 3 times.
So yeah, and Rosanna did get the vaccine. She got it twice. Everybody I know got it, but me.
You know what? I want to go back. I want to go back to your beets for a second, if I could.
Go with the beets.
So I take a beet supplement every day, and I'll tell you what. When you get yours ready to go, I want to try them out. I want to try them out for like a month or two, and if they're a good product, brother, we'll sell it up on the website.
Oh, absolutely, man. I'm gonna whatever I don't get raised beet wise, I'm gonna go locally to the farmers markets and just buy beets.
Nice.
I mean, I'm talking bushels and bushels of beets. I got 9 trays of freeze dry. We'll rotate those puppies in. And you know what I also do, Mr. Joe? The beet leaves. I freeze dry the beet leaves. They got a great antioxidant in them. Those green leaves. I'll throw it in a salad.
Nice. That's great.
Freeze dry it, and I throw it in a salad because when you freeze dry something, if it gets a little moist, it goes back to its original form. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I guess the leaves are like unbelievable antioxidants in those. So this is all preparedness. This is all, like I say, people think prepper, let's get rid of the tinfoil stuff. Let's get rid of the stigma of throwing a bunch of crud in your pantry and bug out bags. Preparedness is a word that for everything. Are you going to go on a trip? You got your tire checked. You got your oil checked. It's all preparedness. Everything is preparedness. It's a word. It's universal. The word.
It is, because you prepare yourself to go to work every day. You prepare yourself to go to church. You prepare yourself to go food shopping, to go out into the street, to do whatever you got to do. Yeah. There's preparation involved. There's preparation involved doing a show, right? You have to do show prep. I did this stuff today. I got a quarter of a tank, but I'm going to 300 miles. You got to be prepared. Go to the filling station, get filled up. But beets, like I said, I had some beet powder this morning in my drink. I have my amino acids, my creatine, and beets. Because I'm really, excuse the pun, but I'm Mr. Joe Sweater. I'm serious, man. Rosanna will go, I can see your shirt sticking. I sweat. I mean, yesterday was a challenge with me of how much I could drink to catch up to what I was losing, and I lost the battle because I had cramps last night and everything. So this morning, right off the bat, I had like I said, I got the amino acid powder, the creatine, and I threw the beet powder in today. So I've still got about 2 more of these. I did 20-ounce tumblers. It's got the little metal thing. So I threw some beet powder in it this morning. But I need about 2 more of those 20 ounces to get caught up without having to really the one right in the freaking hamstring at midnight. I'm talking. I know the one you're talking about.
I cried like a baby last night. Yeah, like a
couple of nights ago, I got the calf cramp.
Oh, Then I got the calf on the other one.
Well, that's what happened to me. I got the calf cramp on the right leg, right. And then once I got that in fact, I'm having it right now, Joe. I'm having a cramp in my hammy right now. That's what I'm kind of squirming a little in the chair. I'm not mocking your pain, brother.
I'll feel your pain, man. I'll feel your pain.
I got the cramp in the.
I got the McDonald's and got a cramp on the way there. I'll take 2 Big Macs there, and that young French fry girl there too goes with me, right?
Extra ketchup. So I got the right cramp in the calf, and then I got the left one. As soon as I got the right cleared, I rolled over and I got a cramp in my left one. You should have seen me trying to get out of bed to get ready for work. I could barely walk. I was all bunched over, man, just leaning on everything in sight. It was
like
ridiculous.
like the curly shuffle getting out of bed.
Exactly. It was terrible.
Mo Larry cheese, Mo Larry cheese.
Oh man.
Sorry,
All
I'm drifting there. I'm drifting, man.
Oh, you're good. So let's what do you say we let's dive into these questions.
Yeah.
And let's go to the first one here.
Okay.
And this one was sent to us by, did I put their name on it? Oh man, I didn't put their name on it. All right. I apologize for whoever sent the question. I did not put your name on this one. I apologize. So the question is there one thing you think almost everybody should learn to do for themselves that most people rely on someone else to do today? Does that make any sense to you?
Yeah, like, okay. Is there something, for one thing, buy a toolbox or buy a tool set, okay? So what's the one thing that kind of change a light bulb? I know it's a joke, okay? We got the change in the light bulb. Most guys can do that. But what would be like a secondary thing that you don't have to call somebody in, okay? I would say this. Learn where your water main is, okay? Now, pipe bust, if you get to know where your water main is, usually outside your house, it turns off all the water to the house. That way, at least you can shut the water off till you call a plumber. Because if you don't know where your water main is, so learn that. It's something that you can do for yourself, that you will go out there, I don't know, have a little flag where it's at. Some of them are in the ground. Some of them might be on the side of, it all depends on what part of the country you're in. Ours is in the ground. It's an older house out here. And it's like one of those valves that you go like this. Like, shh. It shuts the water main off at the house. Learn how to turn the water off to your house. That is probably the best thing you can learn. Now, you don't think it's a big deal, but when you start panicking, you see how many gallons a second coming into whatever, the washroom, the toilet, or whatever, things can break like that. And so definitely learn to turn the water off to your main to the house.
All right. Well, that's important.
You may not think it's easy or it's a hard or easy thing to do, but you just got to know where it's at. And you got to react to it. Everybody in the family should know where it's at.
I agree. And
is that a good answer?
I think so. Yeah. I also think that you should also know some basic electrical work.
Right.
You know where your breakers are. Know which breaker. Make sure you label your breakers. Make sure that
would be number one.
You know, you need, because you don't want to be sitting there in an emergency trying to figure out which breaker is for what, and it doesn't work. Label your breakers. Know how to shut your power off. Know how to get it back on. Know how to shut your water off. Know how to get it back on. Gas, all that stuff. Know the basics of it. Don't mess around with gas too much, though. Because do some
water, water, electrical, and kind of like you just said, gas, or third one there. But yeah, like I said, water can cause a lot of damage really quick. And like I said, for a breaker, let's just say something like you say, one of the lights is flickering and maybe it shorts out or something like that. But definitely know where your breaker box is. You should know where it's at. But how like you said, we got it all labeled too. But I found this out right off the bat. You've got to know where your water main is. And we had a problem here about a month ago, and something broke. I had to crawl in there and turn that sucker off. I remember this, yeah. Now, like I said, and once that water goes off, you go, and it didn't shut off the main point. It shut off these. I have a water filtration system, and that was the problem. Not the main, but the main going to the system shut off. So we have like two different shutoffs down there. So that, let me see, electrical.
What do you think about installing isolation valves?
Isolation valves in what way? Which one? Isolation
for water. For example, if you can't get to where your water main is and shut that off, at least have a valve nearby in the house.
That the one I did. Okay. See, that's the one I did. The isolation valve. The main, like I said, I knew it wasn't a main problem. It was that part of that pipe that broke. It had nothing to do with the main. It was part of the. We live up in the mountains. What they call hard water. Hard water is iron and what have you. It was the system.
Calcium and all that stuff. Yeah.
So I just turned off the system. The water filtration system was shut. Okay. But the rest of the house still had water. And then it didn't take much longer. Oh, you could smell the water a little bit, taste a little bit. We were drinking it anyhow. So, but like I said, that's the isolation one we have in the house. But that's what I'm thinking about the questions you learn to do for yourself. That's probably the most important one you would know is to turn the water off in your house.
All right.
Tools. I'm thinking how to use a handsaw, a skill saw. I'm trying to think of because for myself, I was a carpenter, a union carpenter, a professional carpenter, help build houses. So I'm thinking of how to make it to where a basic fundamentals of fixing something or taking care of a troubleshoot something. Mm-hmm. So what do you want to troubleshoot in your house? Well, you got the water turned off, you got the breaker box turned off, or at least certain the breakers, not the whole breaker box, turned off. I'm thinking anything else. I'm just myself. That was a question that would be my number one answer.
All right. We have another question here. This is from Anne Marie. Anne Marie says, with grocery prices staying high, what's one thing the average family could start doing today that would actually save them money over the long run?
Buy bulk. There's certain grocery stores. We have a store out here called Winco. It's Washington, Idaho, Nevada, California, Oregon, Winco. And that's one of those stores like that where in the back of the store, they have everything bulk. From cereals to noodles to even like pieces of chocolate. So buying bulk, and if you can, like I said, they even have, like I said, pasta for 99 cents. So buying bulk or buying into, do your kids love macaroni and cheese? Stop buying the 89, they're $1.15 or whatever, $1.18 a box stuff. Go get a bag of macaroni that's 99 cents. Mm-hmm. And you know what? They got a lot of these powdered cheeses that you can buy at some of these other places. You can go in the grocery store, powdered cheese. Or if you want to get some, if you want to go out there and get some Velveeta or a big block of it. But if your kids love mac and cheese, stop buying the little boxes, buy the old school macaroni, get that going and throw some other cheese in there. And you probably took it from $1, let's say $1.29 a box to like 39 cents a box. Mm-hmm. Because kids, if you're talking with kids and macaroni and cheese, buy in bulk and start getting in bulk and get the zippy bags. I call the zip bags. I like the ones that have the little thing that goes across it. I know the ones you have to snap it together. They'll seem to come undone, but it seems like the ones that
the zipper's better.
The zip bags are much better than the ones that you kind of have to use your fingers across of it and just keeping it keeping it a little bit more snapped together. But buy in bulk. And
important too with buying in bulk is you don't buy perishable items in bulk. It's dry good stuff.
Noodles, all dry goods, noodles and
or
beans.
Canned.
Yeah, exactly. And so, what else? Like I said, I was looking at a thing on tuna. Oh, tuna's frightening me now. All the tuna companies, one of these ones that some of these companies that are just whatever they catch in that net goes in the can. Yeah.
It's a scary, that is kind of that's kind of a scary thought. When
they got busted. I forget which company. I don't want to say it because we have a show and I'm not going to use any names. But one of the big name companies was busted big time because there's stuff that isn't kosher that's going in with that tuna, and because there's high mercury fish out there. But it's like, So get yourself bulk.
I love the cans that say dolphin free.
Dolphin free.
Right? You ever see those?
Yeah, I do. And like I said, I've been out the ocean the other day. We have what we call porpoises out here, which are a relative to the dolphin. They're cold water dolphin. And I see them jumping just like the regular dolphins and stuff. But so it's like, there's no dolphins in our cans here. So, but definitely do bulk, dry goods, the average staples. What do you want to do with, like I said, rice, noodles, beans, stuff that you can buy in bulk, zippy bags. I'm just thinking in my thing there. Even I'm just looking in my pantry here, what I had in just the bags like that. Even like your powdered sugars. I mean, not powdered, your sugars, your brown sugars. A lot of them will buy bulk, and you can do it that way because, it's almost you're really like you're going to be shopping like Little House on the Prairie. Going to Ma and Pa and getting all the stuff. I'll take a bag of that wheat right there, a bag, and bag of grain and some oats and what have you. And that's actually a good thing. If you can buy the Quaker Oats for $3 or the bulk for 69 cents.
Mm-hmm.
And just put them in Snap like containers. If you want it with cereals and stuff like that, you can put them into Tupperware snaps. Instead of just bulk bag. I mean, a zip bag. So yeah, definitely they can do cereals like that too. And now the store I have has bulk cereal, like the Z version of Cheerios, and so there you go, bulk. Do it yourself. Self-serve.
And yeah, no, absolutely. And I agree with you. I've recently started buying more stuff in bulk myself.
Mm-hmm.
My problem is I have a small place,
right?
So I don't have a lot of storage room.
Correct.
I don't have, I live in Texas. There's no basements in Texas,
right?
So I don't have like a root cellar that I can
right.
put stuff in. Besides, even if you dug underground here, it'd probably be 9 million degrees. But it's just one of those things. And I forgot where I was going with it. But yeah, buying in bulk is very, very important. I buy what I can in bulk, and I try not to touch it. I try to leave it where it is. I rotate it as much as I possibly can, just to make sure things are staying fresh. And you do have to stay on top of it. Paper goods, buy in bulk. Cleaning supplies, you can buy some of that in bulk, but it does lose its effectiveness over time.
And the cleaning supplies, what used to be called the dollar store, it's the $1.50 store now. It's Pine Sol, but they call it Pine Clean. Same stuff, same ingredients. Yeah. So big,
they just license it out and mark it under a different brand.
Yeah,
different title.
And buck and a half cheaper than $4.
Yeah, absolutely.
So there you go.
Yeah. All right, here's one that kind of goes kind of in line with what I was talking about, because I do have a small piece of property here. So if someone lives in an apartment or in a neighborhood with a tiny backyard, is there anything practical they can still do to become a little more self-reliant? And that kind of speaks to me a little bit too, because you've been here.
Right.
I have some space, but it's not a lot. And I have the same questions. I'd like to know, what can you do? You and I have talked about it privately. We have some ideas and things that we're going to be working on. We're going to be building a little greenhouse. We're going to get some pallets and build some A-frames and so on and so forth for vine plants and such. And so that's one suggestion. What do you got?
Well, okay. Another thing is those little clay pots. Those little, get you about a half dozen of them. Now, do you like herbs? You can go to any, garden supply store and start working on your windowsill. If you do like some herbs, and it's by your windowsill, usually in front of the sink anyhow, get yourself a little, little spigot bottle and then something to water every day. That's starting off very small. That's a very small start right there. Okay. So, I mean, if you have a place you could put a shelf, instead of books, take the books down. Okay. And maybe if they're in a lit area, maybe start you, if you like flowers, I guess it's great, but I'm talking for plants. They have like these, cedar boxes, and you can still water in an apartment, with a water jug and what have you. You just have, something to catch underneath, like your box will go under something that's going to catch the drippings of the water. But that and a nice little light above it. But it's like I said, if you have a porch areas, I don't know, I've been in apartments forever. A lot of them, if it's even up top, don't they have little balconies and what have you? So if you do have a balcony, you can start yourself a little arboretum, little garden back there. You really can just start small. You can even open up to have some lettuce if you want to try some lettuce. Lettuce grows so easy. I'm already got my lettuce. I started. It's as big as a basketball right now.
Nice.
So I'm going to cut it all down. I got 6 of them. I'm handing that stuff away. So lettuce, I would say, if you like it, start with lettuce. Because everybody loves salad, right? You can always have salad. So you get salad, and like I said, you can have lettuce with salad. You can do. Those are easy to grow. Spinach is not too bad to grow, depending on what part of the country you're in. And so spinach, lettuce, some herbs to start off with. Yeah. And they start small.
Speaking of herbs, I like to cook, and I like using fresh herbs, and and seasonings. So this past weekend, I wanted to cook. I wanted to make something special, and I could not believe how expensive buying herbs to cook with. Like I couldn't wrap my head around how just purchasing. And you don't get a lot anymore either. I mean, yeah, you get your bunch of parsleys and things like that, but which is what you think about is really kind of a waste, because you get that big bundle of parsley and you end up only using a small amount of it, and the rest of it ends up getting thrown out. And they had they have certain things you can't get. You have to get the organic stuff. It comes in these little packets, and it's like twice the amount. So starting an herb garden for me is really interesting, because it's something that I really want to do, because I use it a lot. It's something that, and I feel like every time I go to purchase it, I'm wasting money because I'm not using all of it. It ends up getting thrown out. Right.
And it's not going to take too much square footage of, a desk, a desk on your back porch or on your apartment balcony that you have, the ground level or up top. You can get card table. How about this? Size of a card table. Get a card table. If you don't have one, you can usually pick up a card. Go to secondhand stores. You'll be shocked at some of the things you get at the what I call the Goodwill secondhand stores over at the furniture department. You'll find something. Usually, you can find a folding table or up there. If you got like let's say average 3 foot by 3 foot card table, there you go. You got a garden started right there.
Absolutely.
And you can stack all that stuff in there. Either gray little pots, or some boxes, like I say, some little cedar boxes, and there you go, and just a bag of planting soil, and then you get started. If I would go to the potting soil at the beginning, because if you're starting off, because you got everything you need instead of trying to dig, and you're digging out in your yard and what have you. You may have the wrong soil that goes for that type of. Usually, potting soils are made for whatever you're going to be growing with. Let's get started with.
Yeah, exactly. Like here, I don't know what I can plant here. I mean, don't know. The soil
you have too much clay. You could have magnesium, too much this, too much that. I mean, some things are good, but too much of it may not grow right. So yeah.
Right, and this out here, it's where I live in a desert, dude. And so it's like
there's no nitrogen. There's no nitrogen out there. Like chicken dew has the nitrogen and stuff to grow chicken dew. And so. And that's why my garden grows incredible. It's where I used to keep my chickens. When I rototiller that stuff every spring, it's the history of the chickens in there. And, I got just enough nitrogen, and it's real dirt, and it's dark. And so it's great soil.
Here's speaking of chickens, this is a question from a listener named John. John asks this question about chickens, actually. Is raising chickens really worth it, or is it more work than most people expect?
Okay. Number one is where you're at and how many you're going to keep. So let's go with where you're at. If you're in Joe's neighborhood, okay, and there's things called HOAs, which I don't, hell on wheels to me. I don't know. Yeah, someone tell me how to live and what I can and can't do. We got a problem there. What color my mailbox is, even though I don't have a mailbox, or the color of my house. And so, let's go with you're in a suburban area. And so out here in Washington, there's some suburbs or whatever. You can keep up to 3 hens. Let me explain this. Hens, no cock-a-doodle-doo boys. So if you do have a high fence, make sure their wings are clipped, and you can actually clip your bird's wings, sometimes just one side. You don't want them flying into the neighbor's house, okay? Or you keep them in a very nice fenced little encampment there.
Like a coop?
So how much, A, do you like them as pets, and B, you like them as a product? So you can do both, because personally myself, I like going out and watch my chickens. When it gets a little cooler in the summer here, I'll go out there and have my adult beverage, and just watching their community. Mr. Rooster takes care of everything, and I'll throw bread over or whatever, and they come to me. They come to me anyhow because they always know I'm going to feed them. But that is very therapeutic for me, Joe. Now, it may not be for everybody listener, but it's a part of raising something that does have a product besides dog poop, okay, or poop. Right. They say 3 birds, 3 eggs a day. 3 times 7, do the math, right? Mm-hmm. Is that 21 eggs? If I'm doing almost 2 dozen. Well, if you really love home fresh eggs, which I do, and especially I'm going to be doing, we have about 8 dozen. I will throw this in a second here. I got about 12 dozen eggs we got to do something with. Hold that right there. That's over here. And so what does a bag of feed cost? But if you're going to be, a bag of feed is about $15. With 3 hens, it's going to last a month.
Okay.
If you go out and dig the soil up, let them scratch. Do you have bread that's not, the bread's getting a little, they eat the bread. The salad's going bad. They eat the salad. Greens, salad, no meat products, what I'm saying, no onions. But if the lettuce stayed in there a little bit long, you're actually saving the compost space, okay? They're eating a lot of what I would say the throwaway stuff that maybe is past its prime or past it, I'm not saying an expiration date, but like I said, the lettuce has got too soggy, or the greens in your fridge, or the bread that's maybe, the last few pieces look kind of nasty or dried or what. So you're not really spending money. A loaf of bread, you've already spent your money on, 9/10 of it eating it. And there's a few, if no one likes the little crust dunes, there you go. They
Right.
can eat those too. And 3 birds aren't going to eat a lot. And I'm going on what usually statistics show in those type of neighborhoods. Now for me, let's say I do have a half an acre, quarter acre, but you're going to expand it more. That's where it's going to come in. You will, as we were saying, we had about 16 birds, a dozen and a half, and we were getting a dozen a day, or almost to 2, because we had about sometimes 20. So we were getting enough to make more than our feed. I mean, she would sell them at $5, and she's already sold. We're getting a dozen a day. That's 7 dozens a week, right? 7 times 4, you do the math. Boom, she's selling eggs really well. So it's
Nice.
We got months of we had hundreds of dollars in this like a little hopper, the chicken hen hopper. I had this little hopper thing. And take $20 out, go buy the feed. They sustain that so easily when you sell eggs. That's number one. Number 2, we like to raise the birds for meat. Okay, we like to put the old chicken in the pot and make the soup and etc. And I'll freeze dry the soup. I always have 1 to 2 steps with what a product I come up with. And so that right there, a dozen and a half, you're definitely going to make. If you can you got to have a little admit. Get yourself out there. Out here in our country, people will put at the end of the driveway, eggs stations. We don't do that. We tried that, and we put the camera on it. The lady with the Audi ran there and stole the eggs with her, $60,000 car.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, whatever car she had, it was whatever, the Acura or something, and it shows her running, grabbing them. Oh my gosh, she's starving to death.
Number?
It was sideways, so we couldn't. No.
Okay.
And the other guy stole him, had his $1,000 bike with his helmet and everything. And he had to grab his free eggs, so we quit that. So at the end of the road, we put the cooler. If you want eggs, text it. We'll drive them down.
Good, that works.
You got that. That got old real fast.
So let me ask you a question. Is there a difference in the taste or the texture of fresh eggs or the store bought?
Okay, let's go with the shells. I've actually not dropped from 5 foot, but let's say they slipped out of my hand on the counter. They don't crack. The shells you got to pop those puppies, and the color is the almost that orange to a blood orange. The blood orange is just, and the nutrients in that egg, and the organic in the egg, and I will say, like I said, you can just tell the difference. The quality of it is mixing it and blending it. The thing is, it just tastes better. I don't know how to explain it. When you're eating an egg, like just a regular egg, there's just something to it. And like I said, there must be something to it. If the shell's a little thicker, that means there's something more sustainable and more durable, and something that's I guess this resilient. I guess it is. Because I mean, you look in the store, you have to look and see if they're crushed or not or cracked. They don't crack as easy, and that's number 1. So, but yeah. But
what about brown eggs?
Same thing. We had those come from like Rhode Island Reds. Those are brown eggs. Brown eggs, white eggs. They're all you wouldn't know the difference if you put them in a bowl. Okay. It all depends on what you're feeding them too. Now I might dig up the dirt out there, and they're going to be eating the bird stuff like birds would eat like worms and grubs, like natural birds would do, and so they're going to be scratching. There's a lot of minerals in there in that dirt that the bugs get and the worms get and what have you. That's their proteins. That's their protein getting in the eggs. And the feed is protein. We buy this 16% protein, I think it's called, and some bread and some greens. So they're getting a really good diet. And so, I just, if you want to do it, don't go too many dozen. We had 75 birds and she was like selling like $600 a month of eggs, but it was like, she had a lot of work to do.
It was a lot of work. Yeah. 75 birds is a lot.
A lot of work. And so, it's know your limitations.
How many do you have now?
About a dozen and a half.
Okay.
And we got about 8 birds. We raised 12 out of the incubator. A couple didn't make it, and I think we're down to 9, 10. So we lost 4 over the winter, 4 or 5 because of attrition. So we'll add those 4 and 4 more. So it'll keep the dozen and a half to 18 or so, give or take, close to 20. And these are young ones because the oldest ones by next year, 3 years, they'll start the attrition will get to them too, and then they'll fade out. But some of these, like I said, the roosters we either sell or we're this butcher, and these are a hybrid. They're called French Breeze, and they're in between a meat and a bird, or an egg, a meat and an egg layer. So some of them are just meat, which I'm not really big on those. They're fat, and all they do is just cram their food. They're produced just to eat and get fat.
Okay.
And
I got you.
And the other ones, there's no meat on them. They lay eggs. So this one has a little bit of meat. I'll throw a little bit more extra food, especially the roosters, and in the pot they go. And I got a brand new vacuum packer, which is kind of nice. And that way I will, like I said, once again, I will make chicken soup, and I will have some, and I will freeze dry my chicken soup.
All right.
So.
Wow, look at the time is going by so fast.
Oh, I know.
All right, let's go on to the next one.
Good questions. Good questions.
All right, let's go on to the next one here.
Okay.
And this is one I think you already answered at one point. I think we kind of had this conversation before. But how much food do you personally think every family should try to keep on hand?
Let's go with the family of 4, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, look at the different combinations. If you got 2 girls, it's different than 2 boys. And what age are they? Now, if you have a 14 and 12-year-old boy, homgawa, things start to, you have to accumulate, every 2 hours?
Okay.
They're going to the fridge, right?
Yeah.
No, I'm serious. 14,
No,
16,
right.
12, 14. Once that 12 hits, man, and those hormones start kicking in, they start eating. And I mean, they start going to the fridge. How many times a day will they open the fridge? What's in there? So how much you personally should try to keep on hand? I mean, you open your fridge, you have a gallon of milk. Okay, a gallon of milk. I'm trying to look what you have in there. I'm trying to scope because I don't go to the grocery store. How's this? I don't go to a grocery store. Mm-hmm. I've been to the grocery store. I'm talking about other than getting a 1 or 2. Oh, I have to go get a ketchup or I have to get a condiment. But I don't buy anything at the store that everybody else buys because I just don't. Because I've got everything stored in there. I hunt and fish. Like I said,
right.
We got about 25 pounds of fillets the last few weeks of salmon, and another 25 pounds of fillets of cods and what have you. And so that's about 40 pounds of fish in there. And so that's going to do us for a while. But so what do you like to eat? And so they say 3 days. What does 3 days mean? Okay, you start dividing meals and how much people eat. So okay, you got pastas. Kids like spaghetti, meat. Now, meat is a different situation. I don't go buy meat at a store, so this is kind of out of my realm. It's been a long time since I've had a budget for food. So, how much you personally think? Personally, I think for a family of 4, you have to have, like they say, it's 3 days. Mm-hmm. Well, how much is 3 days? It all depends on what type of family you have. If it's a family of 4 with 2 daughters, it's not as much as 2 sons in the teenage years. If you're younger, mac and cheese, baby. Mac and cheese.
Someone's going to get upset with that. You know someone's going to say something about it. Why are you separating the male and female?
Because boys eat a lot more than teenage boys will eat a lot more than teenage girls.
Absolutely.
It's a natural thing. So I would say whatever 3 days is to you, it's not going to be for me. And like I said, I just looked at my pantry today. Okay, do they like tuna fish? There you go. You buy the 6-pack of tuna fish. If you go to your bulk stores, whatever places they are, Sam's or all the different names, Sam's, Costco's, and this, and Walmart's. You decide how many cans of tuna each you're going to need. Do your kids like tuna fish? And here's the number one thing, Joe: peanut butter and jelly.
I love peanut butter and jelly.
What size are you going to get? The mega size, the big, huge peanut butter and jelly and 6 loaves of bread. 6 loaves of bread, if you have to, or at least 2 to 3 loaves of bread a week, because how many sandwiches are you putting out for schools? If it's school time, kids love peanut butter and jelly, home and at school. And they can, once they get old enough, they're making it themselves. And once they start making it themselves, they start laying that stuff on there. Mom, we're out of peanut butter. Well,
so would you say then that as far as keeping the amount of food on hand, so you said 3 days?
Yeah, 3 days.
Does that also include for emergency supply, or is
that
right. just in general?
I would say if they really like peanut butter and jelly, okay, and get the double pack, like you say, at your bulk stores, and usually what are they, 32 ounces? Get 2 of those for sure. Always have at least one open and one, on the hand. And same thing with jam, peanut butter and jelly. I say jelly, but I think it's more jam, and get the big bulk size ones there too. So, and make sure just always have bread. Always just, if you're a sandwich family, peanut butter and jelly. And like I said, I love egg salad sandwich. Talking you back to eggs again. I like egg salad sandwich. That's why, I
love egg salad.
We got 10 dozen eggs. We're going to freeze dry them. Before that, we're going to boil them, make the egg salad sandwich mixture, and freeze dry 9 trays of it.
Nice.
And it's all freeze dried. Put a water in. You've got the sandwich ready to go.
That's nice.
It's ready to go.
That's a great idea.
Idea. So I'm an anomaly or whatever the word is. I'm not an unusual thing. And it's very few people living like this, because I've had people buy freeze dryers, but they don't have the sustainability of food. Do you have a garden? No, this. And like I said, I work with the church food bank, and boy, they throw stuff away. Like the other day, she must have got, what a banana box is? I hope everybody knows what a banana box is. Almost 2/3 of the banana box filled of zucchini in the freeze dryer.
Nice.
It's in the freeze dryer.
Nice.
So either people, and it's always at the end of the day. Does anybody want a box of onions? No. Zucchini? No. So we'll take it. So it's going to get all processed, and we did that already. So we'll process it, or we will make something of it, or we'll just eat it. Like I said, oranges. We get a bunch of oranges, and we'll start, eating them away. But the onions can keep. And zucchini, like I said, you can keep for a little bit, but we're already doing the zucchini freeze dry. But I definitely, if you got a couple of teenage boys, get a half dozen things of peanut butter and jam, and always have 3 loaves of bread from Sunday to Wednesday, nice. Or however you want to buy it. Saturday to Wednesday, Wednesday to Saturday. The kids love sandwiches. You know what? Dad loves sandwiches. And I'm talking, it's one of the staples of American food, and put anything on it. Really put anything on it, man. We're Americans.
I love a good sandwich.
I just had one today, Joe. I got some turkey. I got turkey. That was turkey. What was in the turkey? Turkey, water, and salt. Okay. It was a turkey breast from Costco. I am married to Mrs. Costco. And she just texted me that now I've got chicken tenders or chicken. Yeah, there's a big thing. It was out there. They have like 5 big chicken tenders for $6.99 with the dipping sauce. I said, we're going to have to split that though. We will split it though. We're not going to get one each. So, but, oh gosh, where was I? So, I was sandwiches. Sandwiches. So I took my turkey, and my new gift for my Father's Day, a meat slicer. Yeah, baby.
Oh,
I'm
so you actually had the whole breast. You cut your own stuff.
She bought me a big, not the big whole bar that costs $2,500, but the middle of the road, $300 or $400. I'm slicing my own turkey breast, Jack.
Nice.
Got the lettuce outside.
You reminded me of
the onions I grew.
Remember Kramer and Seinfeld when he had the meat slices?
Yes. He said he would eat fresh food only every day. He'd go in. He wouldn't buy anything. So each day he went to the fruit market to buy food. And so he had it. So I got my own, just like Kramer, I got my own meat slicer. I went outside, cut the lettuce, put the lettuce on a turkey that I sliced. Okay. And was there one more last thing? The onion? No, that wasn't. I didn't grow the onion. The mayo? No, the bread. So half of my sandwich came from what I did. Not bad.
Not bad at all. Not bad at all. All right, we have time for one more question.
One more question. Let's go.
All right.
Next question, please.
This is the last one. This is from Valerie. Valerie asks, do you think, let me put it up on the screen for you. Do you think people should learn how to can food, or are there easier ways to preserve food these days? Now, you've talked about this extensively already.
Yes.
Talking about freeze drying food and such.
Right.
But what about the canning?
Okay. There's a new tool out. It's going to change everything. And we just did it. It's got this. You can look online. Canning in the old school of grandma's way. Let's say whatever you want to do. You cut your fruit, okay, and you make your jam. You put in anything, and then you got to put in these water bath things, and it takes forever, and you got to test them. They got a new device out. Okay, let's say you want to. I don't know what you want to do with your. You make something. Okay, like I said. Okay, the bone broth. I made the bone broth. I heated it up, and because the heat, it was so hot, the canning it secured it. Okay, but they got this new thing. It's like a black plastic deal, and you put it on your jar. It goes. Seals your jar.
Almost like vacuum sucking out the.
It's like a vacuum packer for your jar, so you don't have to go through all those steps of what you would have to. It's a lot of work to can food. It's not anymore.
That's
not anymore. So do you think people should learn how to use the vacuum packer thing to can food? That's now the new question. Or are there easier ways to prevent? Yeah, that's how you do it. Go on Amazon, right, or whoever. Go on Google. The new vacuum packer for jars. It's like a black thing. It's got batteries, and it does it, and then the light goes off. And you now canned whatever you put in there.
That is great.
Definitely.
I actually want to get one of those because you know what I've been doing lately. I've been making sauce on Sundays.
There you go.
I jar it, and I've been doing it the old school way.
Oh,
and it just takes forever.
No more forever.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
About a minute and a half. It looks like just a black little canister that goes on top of it. And even old school canner lady here says,
it's like just vacuum seals the whole thing.
It's just a vacuum packer for mason jars. I still call it mason jars. I know there's Bell, there's all different names. It's always going to be mason jar, like Q-tip's a Q-tip. Okay.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's a mason jar. So yeah, you want to do sauce? No more hassling around. I think they're about $30, give or take.
Yeah, not bad. Not
think
bad
of
at all.
all this. You don't have to deal with the water baths and all the hours of doing it and testing them and tapping them and everything like that. So yeah, it sealed my stuff, and the other day I got 3 quarts of bone broth sealed. I mean, we had this bone broth phase, a couple of years ago, and I freeze dried it, like I said, and they were charging $40 a bag at Costco. You always look at Costco and go, how much does it cost at Costco? How much is out there? Because they only mark up about 10 to 12%.
Right.
My secret shopper told me. So there we go.
I use bone broth for my dogs.
Yes.
Okay. I make bone broth ice cubes for them.
Okay.
And I give that to them as a treat when I get in from work. This way they, it's so they get that nutrients from the bone broth, and it's something cool for them. It keeps them, keeps them comfortable, and they love it. It's like their little ice cream treat.
You know what? For all of our listeners out there and watchers of the show, when we get a crummy day in Washington, which we can, and even in the summer, it can rain for 3 or 4 days. And you even start a fire here. I will put on the camera because if it gets really nasty out, I'm going to make homemade minestrone soup.
Beautiful.
With the broth, I'll do step by step for the show. Here's my broth that I told you about in the past. I'm going to put my noodles in here, my carrots and my vegetables and etc. And you're going to see that soup being made on hand, live, or at least on the phone, on film or whatever you want to call it, on camera.
Outstanding.
I want to make it from now. I can show you the 5 or 6 ingredients. Minestrone is what you want. I like carrots. I like mushrooms. I like zucchini and etc. with my elbow macaroni. And I actually have some. I take cube steak or one of the lower. I call lower grades of meat, and I'll cut to myself. And there we go. I like putting meat in my minestrone, and I will simmer that stuff up, and I will put it in a bowl, and say, There we go,
That's
boys
great.
and girls.
That's a great idea.
So once it gets crummy, we're setting it up for a show. So she likes that. She'll film as I'm doing it, and just like any other kitchen show. We have a butcher block, so it'll be just like that.
Perfect. That sounds great. All right. Well, I think that's all the questions that we had from our listener batch. That's all the time we have. We have more questions, but that's all the time we have for tonight. But Wayne, thanks, man. This was fantastic. A lot of great information, as always. Really, I look forward to doing these shows with you every week. So it's a lot of fun, and you just bring a lot of really good information for us, and I really appreciate it. Go ahead.
Wait till the fall comes, dude. I'm gonna be butchering animals out there. I'm gonna be harvesting fruits and vegetables, and I'm gonna film all of it. I'll be smoking salmon in my smokehouse, my little smokers. I'll be rendering and producing, doing cuts of elk and deer, what I got, and all the produce that I got that's becoming canning fruit and what have you. That all of the stuff. We got some Italian plums for the first time in a long time.
Beautiful.
So we're gonna make plum jam.
Nice.
So it's kind of like this is prepping at the highest level. How's that?
Plum brandy.
Plum brandy. Yeah. So definitely, she loves the Italian plums. She goes, I love making plum jam, absolutely, plum jelly. And so another one she's going to do like a plum something else, plum cherry. We have cherries, so plum cherry jam.
Nice.
So it's literally going to be a home economics course on the Joe Rooz Show.
Outstanding. Fantastic.
Yeah,
we're looking forward to it.
And it's going to be very instructional, and anybody who can watch it, it's not going to be over their head. I'm going to go step by step and explain it to where a beginner can use it.
Outstanding. Okay. All righty. With all of that said, hey, shout outs to our producing team, Wayne Rankin, Rosanna Rankin, Carolina Jimenez, Angela Watuski, and John Seeley. Thank you to everyone for contributing to the show and helping us make these things possible. And congratulations on all of you for getting your IMDb credit now, and use it wisely. Remember, with great power comes great responsibility.
That's right.
Use it wisely. But no, so seriously, folks, if you're interested in finding out more about how you can help out the show, just head over to the website, joerooz.com/support. That's joerooz.com/support. Take a look at all the different ways you can help us out. You have one-time donations, any amount, recurring donations, any amount. Or if you want the IMDb credit, you can sign up as a producer of the show, associate producer, or executive producer level. It's all right there on the website for you to check it out. So please make sure you do that. All right. And don't forget also to please head over to the website and check out our contact section. Send us over a message. Let us know what it is that's on your heart and mind, and any questions that you have for Wayne for next week. Send them on over to us. We would make sure we get those sorted out and prepared and ready for. See, there's that word, prepared, and ready for Wayne for next week.
Yes.
All right. I think that should do it. Oh, yeah. Also, don't forget, this is a live show, weeknights, 7 p.m. Central Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Sundays, 2 p.m. Central Time, our Sunday Bible study show. Plenty of ways to get us to see the show on Rumble, rumble.com/Joe Rooz, YouTube, youtube.com/@Joe Rooz, across all of your podcast platforms. And don't forget to please like, subscribe, and share the show with your friends, your family, and your followers. That way you'll help us to spread all of this great information out across the amber waves of fuel. All right, so please make sure you do that. We really would appreciate it. Wayne, anything for us before we say adios?
Yeah, now that the U.S. is out of the World Cup, I don't care.
Perfect. What a way to end it.
It was on the radio. I turned it off. Oh, man, I can't listen to my sports talk. The soccer's on now. I don't care. U.S. is out. Forget it.
Outstanding. You know? I love it.
Hey, how about
what a way to kiss it off, man.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
I don't mean it's almost like worthless now. I don't know what it is. You know what I mean?
All right, folks. Wayne,
I guess Ecuador's still in it, aren't they?
Folks, thanks for being here with us tonight. Really do appreciate you taking the time to be with us. Folks, don't forget also, head over to the website, joerooz.com. Go to the contact section. Let us know what you think. info@joerooz.com.
Take care and prepare.
All righty. Make Texas independent again. Go podcasting. Keep a steady stride. And more important, folks, be prepared. We'll see you next time. Good night, folks.